We welcome in Herm Edwards, of course, ESPN NFL analyst at Herm Edwards on Twitter. 10-year career as an NFL cornerback, coach of the Jets, coach of the Chiefs, coach of Arizona State, and he joins us. Thank you, Coach, for joining. It's a great matchup on Thursday night, huh? The Bengals need a win. Of course, it looks like it's going to take 10 wins to get into the postseason in the AFC. Talk about this Bengals-Ravens matchup.
Yeah, it's a real important matchup for both teams. They're both coming off losses, tough losses as well. Maybe the head scratcher was Cincinnati's loss, but we'll get into that later. But both these teams find themselves now, as you mentioned, it's going to take at least 10 to probably win this division for sure. It seems to be like they're going to, they're going to knock each other off because it's so competitive. I think Cleveland is hurt a little bit now in this AFC North. Deshaun Watson played well, and now all of a sudden he's done for the year. So that's gonna hurt them a little bit. But you're right; it's a good matchup by both teams. It starts with the quarterbacks, obviously Joe Burrow, and then Lamar Jackson. So this will be an interesting game, a division game, very important for both parties.
Coach, you mentioned the Browns. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, you're familiar with him. He played at UCLA. You were at Arizona State. How impactful can he be? He really had a tough game, his first start against the Ravens earlier this year. Now he's got a chance against a pretty good defense in Pittsburgh. How effective can he be as a starter for Cleveland this weekend?
Well, I think he's played, so that always helps. But he's playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they give you a lot of different looks with their defense. They are hard. They are hard to play against, boy, especially young quarterbacks, and I think their staff will know that. They're going to have to make sure that he gets some good looks. And the key is to don't turn the ball over, obviously. We say that every week, but the more you look at the National Football League, the teams that turn it over numerous times end up losing football games. It's more evident now than ever.
Coach, we were talking about this before you came on about Mike Tomlin. Can you explain to us how this guy drags a bag of dirt on the field every Sunday and comes out with a W?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a great coaching job this year for when you look at the numbers of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not good. The only number that counts, that we say it every week, is the one in the win column. Because if you look at the rest of that stuff offensively, even defensively now, they're getting better. They started out so bad, they're trying to catch up with the numbers as far as where they're ranked and things like that. But Mike's done an excellent job of making these guys, this is the Steeler way. It's not pretty. And I know this. You don't want to play them in Pittsburgh. You just don't. It's just a tough place to play, especially now with the weather, with the wind. This is a graveyard for many teams that go in there aspirations of thinking you're going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Coach Herm Edwards joining us here, Sharp Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Coach, you've had opportunities to instill your culture in year one with the Jets, with the Chiefs, with Arizona State. Tell us how DeMeco Ryans is doing it with the Houston Texans, because from a betting perspective, we certainly did not have this team 5-4 through 9 weeks. I can tell you that, Coach.
Well, Mel, I don't think anybody did. When you think about Houston, I thought, in the AFC South, this was a division that Jacksonville was going to run away with, right? In the fact that they have a really good quarterback, a veteran football coach, and basically all the other three teams. Now, Richardson gets hurt, and Levis is playing now. When you think about it, they were playing three rookie quarterbacks. And so you look at that and you go, well, okay, they're all going to be rebuilding. Not so fast. C.J. Stroud has made this division become very interesting. And I said it last week when I was on. I think in the next 4 weeks, Houston might be leading this division. And DeMeco Ryans has done an excellent job. You can't say enough about the quarterback play of C.J. Stroud, what he's been able to accomplish thus far as a rookie. The numbers are head-scratching. He's, 62%, 14, 15 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. I mean, it's just remarkable that a young guy like that is playing so well. And it's just fun to watch it because every week you think, well, the shoe's going to fall off. No, not so fast. It's not falling off. This is who they are, and they're going to challenge the Jaguars to win this division.
They got the Cardinals, Jaguars, Broncos all at home, and then they're at the Jets and Titans. So interesting, great point there, Coach. Coach, you coached in New York. Right now, this Jets offense is absolutely anemic. The play of Zach Wilson can't be disguised. It's been terrible. How, if you're coaching a team like that, do you not have an internal mutiny between the defense, who's elite, against an inept offense?
Well, it all has something to do with the head coach. And he's made these guys well aware that, look, there's a certain way we're going to have to play offense to stay in games. And you guys are going to have to lead the charge defensively. And you're right. They have a big-time defense. It is fun to watch, but they're struggling scoring points. I mean, it's amazing that when you look at them right now, they're 4-5. You look at all the numbers. Defensively, they're sixth ranked, third against the pass, only giving up 19 points. Problem is they can't score any points. They're not good in a lot of different areas. Offensively, but defensively, that's where they hang in there. And I just think this is taking pride in playing the way they play. And if they can keep the game, close, don't let it get out to a 2-score game. They're going to be in every game. They are, because we did this when we were at Tampa early, when I was down there with Tony. We called it bug ball. It wasn't pretty now. It was ugly. Just found a way to scrap it around. And you look up at the fourth quarter, we're down by 7 or down by 3, and we're going, hey, we got a shot to win this thing. So if they can keep it close within a score, they're always going to have a chance. But you made the point, when it gets out more than that, they're going to have issues.
Coach, the Detroit Lions, I'm a long-suffering fan. Is this a playoff team that could potentially pick up their first playoff win since 91, Coach? Or is this a legit contender? You tell me.
I think they're a playoff team. I do. I love the quarterback. I love the way Jared Goff is playing right now. They're an old-school offense. Their passing attack is set up by the play-action pass. They want to run the football. They're a tough team. Their defense has improved dramatically from last year. You look at the numbers, they're second in the National Football League on offense. They're fourth running it, fourth passing it. They have some issues, obviously, in the pass defensive side of it. But when you look at the numbers, I mean, these guys are scoring 26 points. That's a good number to live with. Jared Goff, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They've got a good running attack with Montgomery, Gibbs. St. Brown is playing well. They've got a really big-time tight end. They're not turning the ball over a lot, which is good. They're +1. This is a division, basically, when you look at them, you look at Detroit. Minnesota's got some life. All of a sudden, they found this guy, Josh Kashmir Dobbs. He was kind of standing around, and all of a sudden he's compelled this team. And they're starting to win close games again. Minnesota won, 11 games last year by 1 point. But I think Detroit will win this division. Minnesota will give a charge at them. And then from there, Detroit, I mean, they have a game that can go on the road. They showed that when they went to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs. So you don't want to play the Detroit Lions. You really don't. They're a hard out.
Coach, we got about 45 seconds remaining. Can Josh Dobbs sustain this? I mean, it's just been impressive what he's been able to do just coming in from Arizona.
You know what? I hope so. I do. I just, you pull for guys like this that's been a lot of places, never kind of found his way. Look, the quarterback they have right now, Jared Goff, just think about him. They thought this was the resting place for Jared Goff. They thought his career would end in Detroit. They'd be a 500 football team. That's not the case. So I'm hoping Josh Dobbs can catch lightning in a bottle and continue to play the way he's been playing.
That's Coach Herm Edwards, ESPN NFL analyst, does a great job. You can find Coach on Twitter at Herm Edwards. Coach, thank you for your time. Enjoy the football this weekend. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. You too, and go Lions, huh?
Hey, go Lions. That's my guy. That's my guy, Coach Edwards. I was going to see, I like that little shout-out at the end, little Honolulu blue and silver love from Coach Edwards. I was going to low-key ask him to send you an autograph in the mail, big guy, but I didn't want to embarrass you.
Oh, I would take that autograph. It would go right on my wall behind me.
Listen, I love his enthusiasm because he played for my favorite coach in the history of sports. That's Dick Vermeil. I love Vermeil, and so he's got that energy, that passion, just like Coach Vermeil did. So brought it today.
The only thing missing from when I talked about you guys cashing those Cy Young tickets with Blake Snell, if Vermeil was here, he would have cried during it.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't be picking on my guy.
He would have just been sobbing with joy.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.